Good afternoon. They'd fled to a church for refuge to escape fighting which has erupted across Kenya in the wake of the country's disputed presidential elections. But for 35 of them, adults and children, there was no escape. They died after the church they were sheltering in Eldoret was deliberately set on fire. Our correspondent Karen Allen has reached the scene and has just sent this report. You may find some of her description distressing.
This is a scene of utter devastation. Just outside the church there are two bodies on the ground. The Red Cross is here collecting the bodies, taking them to the main mortuary. But this is the site of the church where it once stood. You can still smell and taste the smoke in the air. Over here is the door, the entranceway, which was initially barred. The attackers coming in with huge mattresses that they dragged in. They put paraffin them on here, and then they set them alight. This church at the time was packed with hundreds of people, many of them women and children, who'd flocked here for fear of being attacked in the aftermath of this election. And you can see the devastation that's been left behind. We've got charred bicycles in front of me, items of clothing strewn around. I've just passed a children's shoe just in the corner there. And literally, you get a real sense of how much panic there must have been here. There were just corrugated iron sheets strewn all around, and occasionally you'll see an item, a shoe, a piece of clothing, a cooking pot that gives some indication that people were living here. I've spoken to one woman who described how she was trying to make an escape out of a window that was in this area here. She had 3 children with her. She had her 3-year-old in her arm. As she tried to come through the window, the attackers were on the other side. They grabbed her baby from her and they threw the 3-year-old back in. The child died in the inferno that blazed behind here.
Karen Allen reporting. Well, the death toll in the violence across Kenya now stands at over 300. 75,000 are reported to have fled their homes to escape the fighting. From Nairobi, Orla Guerin reports on the day's other developments.
The latest unrest in Nairobi. This is the new face of East Africa's most powerful nation. Tribal tensions have resurfaced and many lives have been lost. This is a very dangerous moment. The streets here tell the story of the recent unrest. For Kenya, the descent into chaos has been swift and frightening. All the more so because this is usually such a stable place. They are counting the cost in Kibera, the vast Nairobi slum, where many who live in poverty say they voted for change, but their votes were stolen by President Mwai Kibaki. Sylvester Osso and his family were lucky to escape with their lives when part of their house was night. He told me he's owned such and he's afraid to look ahead.
I don't know what future will hold for me from now. Depending on peace, maybe. If peace doesn't prevail, maybe the next 3, 4, 5 days I'll not be here. I may be dead.
All the destruction of recent days has left people reeling, and the fear is tomorrow things could get even worse. The opposition has called a mass rally in spite of a ban by the authorities, and many here have told us they are determined to attend.
We are going.
And you're ready to risk your life?
Yeah, risk our life. Yeah. We are going to risk our life. Even if we are dying because of this guy who is denying us our change. Yeah.
So the president's time is up.
It's up. He should go. It's up. He should accept defeat.
For now, the president is holding firm and deploying the security forces in troubled spots. So far, they've done his bidding, but how much further will they go against their own people? Tomorrow, that could be put to the test. Orla Guerin, BBC News, Nairobi.